It's just fantastic.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Before we start, there's a brand new video on Omegon 2. If at all interested in listening to me prattle on in a slightly less filtered manner, go check it out. Link in the pinned comment down below. Today we're going to be continuing the discussion from Friday. On Friday, Hasan, well, he doxed the wrong person. And he did dox. People are arguing this. Don't bother. He doxed someone and was waving a pew-pew around, and his finger was slipping a few times from a safety position to the trigger. Argue however you like with the magazine slipping out, I don't care. He was doing that. Legal Mindset have been taking note of some of his jackassery of late, and that jackassery has been shared to the Twitters, which has become a veritable fountain of information, some of which easily debunked, others fake of course, like people taking animal clips from two different animals to make some heartfelt oh my god video. It's trash, and I'm muting every last one of you buggers. We'll start because Hasan has taken shots at Legal Mindset. Now this response has been seen by Legal Mindset, of course, Ethan, seen by Asmon, it's been seen by many actually, but these are the more notable names. Legal Mindset is the one that matters. Yeet had tweeted out, Hasan takes shots at Legal Mindset implies he will never acknowledge his content. Quote, if I were to cover every Rumble lawyer, fake lawyer, right-wing freak, I would have no time, some psychotic MAGA lawyer, passport bro, it's never gonna happen. The ... the ellipses, think of it like a 10-second break, where Hasan has to actually think how he's going to structure a sentence for confrontation. He's not very good at it, even when it's just him in a room. Legal Mindset have retweeted Yeet by saying, I've started to enjoy when people resort ad hominem, as it means they've conceded the legal point, or lack the capacity for informed and objective debate. Now I would actually like to see these two debate. I would. However, Hasan doesn't know how to debate. He's a debate bro. He shouts over you. He doesn't let you speak. And when it comes to the legal point, it has already been proven, as discussed on Friday, Hasan doesn't even understand the basic legal language. And there is a point. Legal Mindset recently hit 300,000 on YouTube. By the way, congratulations if you hear this. You should be very proud of yourself. Legal content creators are very useful. I've used Legal Eagle in the past to understand certain Americanisms. They're very useful at breaking down these problems that we across the pond here won't understand. I've mentioned Emily D. Baker in the past as well. It's very good to have them around, especially to hold you accountable for your limited understanding. It's bad enough that you, Hasan, don't have much in the way of a genuine opinion that is your own unless it's fed to you by your audience. Well, the ones you don't shame, or the ones you accidentally dox the wrong one. Although you shouldn't be doxing anyone to begin with, so accidentally is totally on purpose, which is, yes, a violation of terms of service. As Hasan has called out Legal Mindset, of course others are going to take note, and at time of recording, I believe Asmongold is still the #1, and I think Hasan is #2 on Twitch now, as far as like popularity. There was a chart of top 10, I think Kai Sanat's like 4, Speed's on there somewhere as well. But Asmon have responded directly by saying the following.
I get it. A lot of you are drama perverts, okay? And you nut.
Is he back to the I'm above drama thing again? Is he doing this again? He is. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Well, he's already called out the slop tubers, so of course he doesn't want to become one of them. The thing is, you, Hasan Piker, are not above it, because you create it. And now you're on the back because there are people who actually are figures of authority. You can't deal with them because they will slap back with actual verifiable proof that you are wrong. I see this a lot with Amber Lynn Reed, or Amber, who believes herself above the drama she creates through her inaction that is slowly putting her into an early grave. In your case, it's just the earlier grave for your hairline, basically, as it recedes more and more because of the stress you create because of your extremism. And by the way, at time of recording, you still have not been punished for doxing, waving a firearm around, yet if I go on Twitch like Tectone did and call someone fat, I will get absolutely lambasted by them for it. At this point, I think Clancy needs firing, as does the entire Twitch moderators team.
When you think about the prospect of drama, but I'm not going to pay any mind or any attention to some psychotic MAGA lawyer, not a real lawyer, but a passport bro, who offers courses
He didn't say he was a lawyer. He said he was. Did he say he was a lawyer?
on becoming a passport bro, who primarily streams on Rumble.
This is where you know the disconnect exists with Hasan. I never look down on anyone streaming on any platform because that is your job. It doesn't matter if you use Rumble. It's a very big platform these days. Much like Kick. Odyssey as well, if you want to argue that too. I think it great people are more active elsewhere. It does not change if someone is able to pull up the information that you don't understand, present the information that you don't understand, and also debunk some very easy to understand points. You look down on them for critiquing you with legal documents. You're not a lawyer either, yet you think you understand it better than someone that has an understanding of it. No matter where they are, they never try to use their position as an appeal to authority fallacy, but you think yourself an authority on everything you touch. Yet as we know from your limited historical understanding, you couldn't even debate Ethan Klein on the place of Jewish people within the Middle East. You failed on it because you didn't know the history.
I don't see how Hasan can criticize someone from being a passport bro whenever you went to brothels overseas. I think that's a bit of a double standard. That's just me. But to me, that seems like a double standard.
Why do you guys come in here and ask for this stuff? It's never going to happen. Okay? It's never happening.
And the main reason why is because Hasan thinks what we all really want from his content is for him to sit there and react to other stuff that he offers nothing of value to, because he is not an authority on any of it based on what he has now just set as the baseline for what legal should be. He's also not that much of a politician, so surely he can't talk about politics. Yes, I know a false equivalence, but if we're going to use his logic, it applies. If you're not an authority in that position, then you can't be the person to speak on it, apparently. Although, I don't think it matters as much as he does, the kind of lawyer or legal representative or legal expert you are when you are discussing things that are easily apparently refutable to them that Hasan has no clap back to. He has nothing to give back to the conversation because he has been well and truly debunked. And that's why he won't touch it, because he knows he can't bullshit his way out of it with words. Now back to the doxing side of this from Friday. Over on his Instagram stories, Ethan Klein had said, "Hasan, you spent the last year calling me a doxer for doing the exact same thing, except you targeted the wrong person while holding a gun that at least looks real. I'm not offended by what you did. I just find the brazen hypocrisy funny. You and your underlings have zero consistent morals. You change it day to day to suit your needs. And the audience plays along, reveling in the obvious double standard. Separately, I've never seen such an unequal enforcement of the rules as on Twitch. It's approaching criminal negligence. When Twitch inevitably implodes, I hope Dan Clancy ends up in jail or blacklisted from ever working in tech again. He is sacrificing the entire platform to protect one person. It's absolutely sick." And he's right. Dan Clancy, if you ever hear this, I stream on your platform. Look what you're promoting, really, to what your platform should be promoting. Much like YouTube with their shorts, all being stolen AI farm content, instead of the creators that actually put time into things, your platform had great talented musicians, great talented gamers as well, entertainers as well, doing other things that were creative. Instead, you're promoting reaction content, the lowest common denominator and the most poisonous, as we know from Hasan, who you've yet to properly address here. Someone who has still not apologized to the person he doxed. The person Hasan doxed goes by the username Apex Crypto Media on Twitter. They had tweeted, "Damn, that's me. I definitely did not comment any of the messages you read, but thanks for calling me an ugly skinny bish, I guess." Ethan, the person Hasan pulled his handgun on and doxed, if he doesn't apologize, he has no soul. Legal Mindset tweeted, "Hasan needs to take a deep look at California law, especially 653.2. Every person who with intent to place another person in reasonable fear for his or her safety or the safety of the other person's immediate family by means of an electronic communication device and without consent of the other person, and for the purpose of imminently causing that other person unwanted physical contact, injury or harassment by a third party, electronically distributes, publishes, emails, hyperlinks, or makes available for downloading personal identifying information, including but not limited to a digital image of another person or an electronic message of a harassing nature about another person, which would be likely to incite or produce that unlawful action, is guilty of a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in a county jail, by a fine of not more than $1,000, or by both that fine and imprisonment. I would rather Hasan pay the fine, because then we know where his ego really sits in the grand scheme of his totem. Shelve your pride, take the L and say sorry to the person you wrongfully went in on. It's not difficult, Hasan. Shelve your sodding ego, or pay $1,000. In fact, just give him $1,000 anyway, because all the attention you sent his way will have undoubtedly caused severe emotional damage. Yeah.
This is one of the things that I think he's really got to watch out for, is that Hasan does this thing where whenever it's somebody who he doesn't like, he just makes up a bunch of bad stuff about them. He does. He just makes up a ton of like random stuff that is completely unsubstantiated. There's no real basis in it. There's no justification. It's just insane. And so talk shit. He's getting to a point, and the internet is getting to the point, and the level of popularity is getting to the point where I think he's got to stop doing that. He's got to stop doing that before he actually gets sued and he gets in trouble.
This is perfectly sound advice. Hasan, you live in California. You've been proven to have violated a number of laws already. Defamation is treated seriously there. Many laws, in fact, are. Because it turns out your country as a whole, republic if you want to call it that, is known for defamation lawsuits and for any kind of lawsuit that people can throw at each other. You know this, you are not above it. You're certainly not wealthy enough with the amount of money you blow on clothes, your hobby, as it were, to be able to justify your constant need to throw wanton insults at anyone. If you can't articulate a point because you lack the natural wit, don't do it. You act like the rest of the debate bros, who desperately sit there and just hurl insult after insult, or try and cherry pick and quote mine somebody, or mislead someone into saying something you want to get out of them, so you can poison their life. Which is why your only real contribution to the online space is that you sit there and react to content, because you can't make anything of your own. Ember Paradox on Twitter, a kick streamer VTuber, just going to point out that Hasan still has not been the recipient of a ban for displaying a weapon, regardless if it was later revealed to be an airsoft, in a threatening manner, and doxing two people, one of whom was a completely innocent victim of Hasan's stupidity.
On stream.
After almost 5 days. While the person in his chat who made a threatening remark was justifiably banned
Instantly.
Hasan violated multiple parts of the TOS, some of which have resulted in other streamers being
Permanently.
banned from Twitch in the past for the exact same or even lesser versions of the offense, and yet nothing happens. Once again, I'm calling for Amazon and Jeff Bezos to immediately
Fire.
Dan Clancy, everyone in the upper management,
And
the entirety of the moderation team at Twitch, because it's very clear right now they are 100% supportive of Hasan and his orbiters and their terrorist sympathizing ideologies. If they ever do anything, I expect 24 hours at best, because the past 2 bans have only been for that, and they've been on the one day of the week where Hasan doesn't stream anyway, so it'll more than likely be a Saturday, because he's busy that day, coping, seething, moulding, balding, whichever you prefer really. Oh, and eating, he's a big boy, he needs food.